Welcome back. We are back finally. I know it has been a while. I understand that we have been moving some things around, shuffling some things around. But look, bro, we're back. We're back as always. It's Wednesdays. Wednesday is 8:38. Hey, we almost made it on time though. We usually hit 8:30, but we almost made it on time. But look, guys, look, we finally got some guests. I got my boy Troy with me, as always. I would love you guys to introduce yourselves because I know you are phenomenal women. So I want to make sure that we get all of your information out, and I don't want to shortchange you. So make sure you let everyone know who you guys are, and tell us a little bit about yourselves. And you guys also have a podcast yourself, correct?
Correct.
See what I'm
Correct.
talking about? Go ahead and let us know. Let us indulge into your lives. Let us know.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kanika, and Danita and I host a podcast on YouTube called the Love Kanique Podcast. It's LOVEKENNIQUE. And on our podcast, we talk about spirituality, love, relationships, money, finance, health, kind of a little bit of everything. Again, you can find that on YouTube at Love Kanique, LOVEKENNIQUE. And we are happy to be a guest on their show tonight.
Yes, man.
Chop it up with them.
Now we're gonna have a real good time, man. We're gonna have a really, really good time. I want to first off say thank you for coming through and coming to chill with us for a little while. We're gonna have a real good time today. And also, it's your turn. You can go next.
Oh, my name is Vanita, as Kanika said earlier.
I want you to talk. We want to hear your voice.
Got you. No worries, no worries. Oh, when we get into these questions, y'all, I got you all day. I got you. But as Kanika said, we have a podcast that's on YouTube as well. It's called Love Kanique. So again, that is LOVEKENNIQUE. So tune in, definitely, please, and
Every
thank you.
Wednesday night, 7:30.
Yes.
Appreciate y'all for coming to share y'all Wednesdays with us.
Yeah.
Let's give it up.
Yes.
Let's go.
Straight from our show to yours.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Man, you know what I'm saying, man? I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you for coming to chill with us for a little while. We're gonna get into our questions. But Troy, man, how you been, brother? You know what I mean? You've been traveling, you've been doing your sneaker stuff, man. You got everything going on. How you been, bro?
Hey man, I feel like I've been working like a Hebrew slave, man.
Bro, you great. Come on, my God. What y'all got the great popping?
I don't never grow the beard in. I just got lazy. I was like, fuck it, man.
I see. You did come out to the Halloween party that we had. I do appreciate you for that, bro. We had
always, man. I'm at every party, man. You already know. I'm at every party.
We definitely had a nice one. I can't lie. I definitely can't lie. We had a nice one. But go ahead and tell them how they can get them shoes, man. I know it's popping. And bro, I need the orange and white dunks. And just throw that in there whenever you get a chance. But show them how they can get them shoes, brother.
Hey man, Foot Regalia on Instagram. Y'all holla at me. Got a lot of inventory, man. I'm starting to post more of my inventory, man. But got a lot of inventory. I go to all the shows. Christmas time coming up, man. Get your gifts right. Everybody likes shoes, man.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you, I done got probably about 6-7 pairs of shoes from you, man. Hey, they always authentic. Make sure you go check my man out on IG at Foot Regalia. You'll get you some dope shoes. I'm see why you ain't got nothing in your hand right now, man, so people can see your shoes, brother. You gotta let me show. No, it's too late. You can't go nowhere. But anyway, he's going to go get those. I just want to let y'all know, man. At Billy Chill Apparel. Go ahead and check me out at Billy Chill Apparel on IG. As you can see, my panda head back there and all my clothes that I got behind me, man. But go ahead and hit me at Billy Chill Apparel, and we can go ahead and get that started. I hear your bags back there, man. You don't went and walked off. But you better come back with some fire if you got shoes, because it sounds like you're tearing the house up. From what it sounds like you're tearing your house up. So make sure you bring back some fire. You ain't come out with no shoes. What the shoes at?
Yeah, I think these what you talking about. You going in?
Yes, sir. This is what I'm talking about. Do you have those in the 13, sir?
No, it didn't come in the 13.
What do you mean they don't come? You got them in the 12?
Only in human. They only came in human sizes.
All right, chill out. All right, come on. So we're gonna go ahead. I ain't gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you do that to me. Oh, bro, I remember those. I do like those. As you can see, make sure you support Regalia and check my boy out and get those shoes. And you can check out our girls also on their podcast as well. We're gonna jump right into it. Troy, what we got?
Very interesting podcast, I must say. Very interesting podcast.
Yes. I am so happy to have you.
I would say it's more geared towards the ladies, but it's still an interesting watch as a man.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I am so happy to have them because we always talk about having a woman's perspective, and I feel like that we respect your perspective on the subjects that we talk about and that you talk about. So I can't wait. I am so excited to get into this, and let's go ahead and chop it up. I'm not even gonna wait no more. Let's do it. Let me get my hair right. Go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get it right. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, GA, somebody got to mute their mic.
Is it me?
But when we talk, everybody mute because we echoing.
Okay. I don't see. Okay, I see my knee. Let me mute me. I think I can mute me. Hold on.
It should sound better now because everybody muted but you.
What about now? I'm not muted, so go ahead. I'm ready.
Let's get it. So we just gonna roll into the questions, man. We just gonna roll into the questions today, man.
I'm so ready.
So my first question, I kind of had this question on the tuck for a minute. Is right and wrong common sense? Do you think it's common sense that people know right from wrong?
So, I'll let you go.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna open it up first before I go ahead. You go ahead.
Is right and wrong common sense? It depends on the person's perspective. To me, it depends on what the topic is and what the person's perspective is. People tend to respond to whatever the question or the comment is based off of their upbringing, what they have experienced in their lives, things of that sort. So that's kind of a hard question. The way you're delivering it to me is too black and white.
I would say the same thing, Troy. I think you kind of got us all over the place. Make it a little. What do you mean? Because I always say common sense ain't common. You can't just automatically assume that somebody knows something. Like she said, I totally agree with. Maybe she grew up on the south side of Chicago, and I grew up.
In most scenarios, do you think the right and wrong thing to do is common sense? That's what I mean. Like going through life, do you think the right thing to do in most scenarios is common sense, or is it?
Can you give it an example?
More of a skill, like.
It all depends on the subject, brother. I think it really depends on the subject and what it is that we're talking about. You have to pinpoint it exactly what it is that you're saying because it's so broad. It's really a broad thing. Like I was saying, she can be.
For instance, like in conversation, the right thing to say. Do you think or crossing the line? Do you think that everybody should know what that is and what that isn't?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you.
Some people just don't know. That's just.
Again, I still think it's too broad, but if I was to give you an example, for instance, I think women should not have kids. There's no benefit behind it. Is that considered wrong to you to say?
And that's kind of my opinion, because I think right and wrong is more subjective than it is like common sense. So I think it really depends on the person. It varies from person to person. So that's why a lot of the times when we talk about right and wrong, is really just how that person thinks about something. That's really
it's relevant to it's relevant to the individual and where again they came up, what their experience. Because most of the time, whatever our response is based off of what you experienced or what you saw or the atmosphere that you're in. For instance, for me, being religious was not deep for me. I'm from the West Coast. Religion is not spoken as much as it is in the South. So is that considered right or wrong? It's based off of my perspective and how I was raised. So
and also
that's why
a lot of this right and wrong plays into the part of the world you were raised in, the culture you was raised in, because in some parts of the world, it's okay for the men to marry 14-year-olds. It's a part of the culture, right? It's not considered wrong.
Good example.
But if you do that in the United States, then you're a pedophile, right? So the right and wrong depends on basically.
Well, they used to do that in the United States. I mean, it's a lot of.
Like right now, you probably wouldn't be.
I mean, it might still jump off right now too. But I get what you're saying.
Like the majority, the majority of society would consider that wrong. Let me tell you another thing. Cuss words. I would say most of society are programmed to believe that cussing or saying a certain word, like for instance, the word, I'm not gonna say it because it's not my show, but that word would be considered wrong. But I don't consider it wrong because who decided that certain words were wrong and right? Somebody just said something and we all just went with it. You know what I mean?
I think
Listen,
that's
I
what
say
Troy
that
trying
all,
to
I
say.
say that
That's what
all
he's
the
trying to
time.
say. I get it
Yeah,
though.
I say that all
who
the time.
made
Yeah.
these rules? So basically, the
Exactly.
rules that we're going by, somebody decided, and we just all jumped on the board.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not necessarily right or wrong. It's just what somebody said, and we believed it.
I was
Mm-hmm.
just talking about that the other day because, well, not the other day, today, because I was saying I'm not trying to make the difference in between men and women. I'm not trying to say that, but I know me. I put me as an example. I always do that anyway because I don't want to speak for anybody else. But I know for me, when I was going through my situation, I stayed with my homeboy and I stayed in his room, and I was like, I was cool, I was comfortable. It was me. I was by myself. I ain't got no kids or nothing like that, and I was comfortable. You know what I mean? No problem. And then I was telling my girl, and she was like, "Well, why would you want to stay there for so long? Why don't you try to go do this? Or why would you try to go do that?" I was like, "But if not me, but I'm saying if that person at that time is comfortable and is okay where they are, who's to say that you have to go do this or you should go do this or you can't stay with this person?" So I agree with that. It all depends on your upbringing and what it is that you go through. So I just feel that if you feel that way and that's something that you want to do, then you rock with it. That's just me, my two
Exactly.
cents.
I 100% agree. Because, like Vanita
Same here.
said, we, I, even saying, uh, we don't think it's beneficial for women to have kids. A lot of women might think that's a wrong. Society might think that's a wrong thing to
Y'all
say.
done went to that 2 times. Troy,
Yeah,
do,
let's
do
get
we need to
into
go ahead
that.
and go into it? Because y'all done went to
Get
that
into
twice. And I
that.
really feel some type of way about it. I'm just saying. I do. I'm just saying I do. But go ahead. Are we gonna go into it? I mean, I think we need to go into it. She done brought it up again. So I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready, Troy. What you
Let's
think?
get it. I I've been wanting to talk about it.
So explain. I would say this. So continue to explain yourself on how you feel about that. And I guess we can go ahead and get into it.
Well, for me, when I look at let me put this in context. When I look at motherhood from a Black woman's perspective, right? Because that's basically where Vanita and I are coming from. I don't feel like it's beneficial for Black women to have children. And the reason why I say that is because Black women are kind of facing different obstacles that maybe other races of women aren't facing. For instance, a lot of times in the Black community, our men don't really step up a lot of times and help us with these children.
Are we
So
talking about? Not to cut you off. We talking about the past or now? Because I mean, I think now we done did a full 360
I
on
think
how much Black men do step up
I
now.
do think it's getting better. I do say that. I do think it's getting better. But there's still a 70, and I'm not in let me back up. I'm not saying co-parenting, but the majority of the work, the real work, the day in, the day out, the getting up in the middle of the night, the taking to school, the doing the homework, the this and the that, the keeping, most of that falls on women. Whether you're in it or not, we do every other weekend and this and that.
Can we
The
do that too,
majority,
though? I feel
huh?
like we can do that too. And I feel like you can still bear kids and have a man such as me or Troy, because me and Troy talk about this all the time. If we were to have a baby mother that didn't want to have the kid, give me my jit. I would take my jit wholeheartedly, and he can be mine, and you can go live life. You can act like you never had him, and that's fine. And you can do whatever it is you want to do in life. So for me, fix your face now. Come on, I don't make that face, because I can see you. So what I'm saying is, if it's me or someone like my boy Troy, if it's us, give me my jit. We will do all of that. I'm not saying it is easy, but just don't count us out and say that we can't do it. And that's not, and that shouldn't be a
And
reason.
that's not, so I will say
Okay.
that we're not saying the majority.
I didn't mean to
The
speak for
problem
you. I'm
is
sorry.
it's not the majority. No, 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 no. I get where you're coming from. And we know men ourselves that legit have their kids and have them full time and have taken care of them. The problem is it's not the majority within the community. Majority of the time, the child is going to be on the mother. And I'm speaking from experience. I have a 16-year-old daughter. So I know what it is from ground up and what that experience is like. And it's no joke. And for me, I'm not one of those mothers that the father wasn't there. My daughter's father actually is in her life active as heck. But still, the majority of the work was on me, even when he was in the house. Just naturally, kids tend to flock to their mothers more so than they do their fathers. I can give you guys an example of I was tired, went to take a bath just to have my me time. My daughter had to be, she was still crawling. So, she definitely wasn't one yet. But you know what she did with her father in the house, her grandmother in the house, and grandfather in the house? She still crawled to me and banged on the bathroom door to get to me. So at the end of the day, it's still on the mother. So you have to ask yourself, is this really, really, really what you want to sign up for? And then on top of that, a lot of people say for the long run, oh, your kids are going to love you unconditionally. How many adults do you guys know that don't even like their parents or feel like their parents didn't do something?
We
There's
can't say the majority,
ton.
like you said before, though. We can't.
No,
We can't
it's
say
not the
all of them,
majority.
though.
I'm just saying it's a lot. It is a lot. Maybe not the majority, but there
I don't
is
know
a
too
lot
many
of
though.
people that don't. And maybe that doesn't run in your circle, and I get
I
it.
get what you're
But
saying.
if
I get
we
what you're
look
saying.
on YouTube and Facebook, a lot of people claim their parents didn't do this or didn't do that when they really tried their best on raising you. But as a child, you don't look at it that way. It's me, 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 me. Period. Because they don't know anything else to do.
Particularly the fathers. You have a lot of father wounds, with men and women where you were raised by your mother, your grandmother, your aunties, and all the women in the family, but there were no men around. So a lot of people grow up with these grudges against their father and don't want to deal with them, don't want to talk to them because they were nowhere around. But the mother is the one who's suffering. See, a lot of women see what a lot of men don't understand because women don't talk about it out loud. It's not really spoken. It's kind of taboo. It's underground. A lot of women be suffering in single motherhood. They be suffering emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, and they're doing the best they can because at the end of the day, the kids are here. You got to take care of them. That's why we say in this community, it really doesn't benefit. There's no benefit. There's no benefit to having children. You're going to lose way more than you're going to gain. You're going to lose sleep, money, peace, sex, dating, your body. You could lose your life. You could lose your life.
So it's no benefits at all.
Not
From
really.
what I'm hearing.
And
I mean,
a lot of people say unconditional love. Well, if the love was so unconditional, y'all wouldn't run behind relationships like track stars the way that you do. If it was all
they
that.
do. They do. Because your average woman, soon as she has the kid, she's trying to get after a man because she's not we all know what you get from a kid is not the same as you get from a relationship. So they're still lacking. And it's very difficult for them to get back out in the dating world. When the father, hey, he only got them every other weekend. So that's how many days
You can't
left.
keep saying that though, because if he's there, you just said that your I can't
Daughter's
remember.
father.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know
Yeah.
all that.
No, you
So,
good. Go ahead.
okay, so with that being said, he was there. Even though you said that she would still come to you.
He was there
That's
every other weekend. Now he
okay.
was in the house up until the age of 2.
That's
And
kind of
then
what I
after
was
the age
saying.
of 2. Yeah, after the age of
So
2, he was
let's
not in the
just
house
say,
no more.
hypothetically speaking, let's just say if that continued, let's just say if that
Uh-huh.
continued,
Okay.
if he was still there and still helped you with all those things, would you still feel that way? Because I feel like y'all going into it as if the man wouldn't be there at all. Because we're telling you, you have two people that are here right now that would say if that was the case that they would want to be there.
It may
So
possibly be somewhat of a difference. But realistically, when you're in a relationship, is everything balanced out when it comes to kids? Do either one of you guys have kids?
that's what I was gonna say. I can't speak to that point because I don't have any kids.
I
But
mean,
Okay. Troy, do you have any?
is anything ever in a perfect state?
bingo.
Or do
Because
you,
is
or
it
do you
always
just
No,
is
it's
it
not.
do you just
So
find out and just move forward? That's what life is. Life is
exactly. So
you're not
in
prepared for a lot of shit you enter into life. You know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree with that. But if you know ahead of time what it takes in order to raise a kid, then you want to make sure that you decide for yourself. And I'm not saying that don't have kids at all. I'm saying be mindful of what it entails in order to have those
That's
kids.
what Kanika's saying, though.
Oh,
Yeah, I
for
was just
sure.
gonna say,
Oh, for sure.
you wasn't saying that, but
You
that's
might
what
not
she
be
said.
I'm definitely
Okay.
She's saying that. She like, no.
Even in that, I think what a lot of times women don't take into account either is that when you have children, a lot of times it's like dropping an atomic bomb into your relationship. Everything changes.
I mean,
that's true.
I mean, I would say labels change it, everything. Marriage change things. A lot of stuff change things.
But not as deep as it does with a kid.
Yeah, not like a baby though. Not like a baby though. Because now
I got to give you that because I can't speak towards.
Now there's an obligation to keep a human alive.
Yeah.
Where before
you're kicking it at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, kicking it all night. You guys having a good time, y'all cuddling up and your sescapades and all that type of stuff in the middle of the night. All that ceased to exist. You don't really get into that like that.
That's not what life is about. You know,
her body.
No, it's not every day, but you still want to enjoy. You want to enjoy it. I'm gonna give you another example. The Halloween party that you guys referred to. Right. If you don't have any kind of backing, that Halloween party will cease to exist.
I agree. Now I give you that. I mean, or you can put
that would be no more.
You know what I mean?
But yet you guys just said it was fun. We all like having fun. Let's be real. We all love having fun, enjoying ourselves. We have one life to live. All that stuff gets tampered down on a deep level, if it even exists anymore. Real talk.
Do you know
all that changes?
Mothers wanted to go to Halloween parties in a couple.
But you got a jit now. That's the whole point of having a jit.
Who fucking who?
And
here's what I'm saying. You gotta give up something, though. You can't say that.
And because men, hold on.
She wanted to go to a Halloween.
Because men don't give. No money, and you can say that, Troy.
Get the fuck out of here.
Y'all don't give up shit.
Crazy.
No, that's not true.
You don't. You don't.
What do you guys perceive that the men give up? Let me ask that. When you have a kid,
what do you give up? I mean, if you had to go do. Yes, you're speaking to a guy. I don't have kids, so I won't speak to.
I was gonna say maybe that's for you guys. Maybe that's you and Troy. I can't speak for you and Troy because I don't know you guys like that. But you're saying that you're stand-up men that would be there for your seed, and I get that.
Primarily the woman's role to raise the children.
And this is why.
Why do you perceive it's primarily? Who told you that, Troy? Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get that from? Yeah, where'd you get that from?
You guys are built for that. Nature. I get that from nature. Okay, go outside and watch outside.
Oh, okay, Troy. So is that any different than the cuss words that we were talking about earlier? Because you got that from society saying that that's the woman's job to do. No, that's where you're really getting it from.
Go in the woods.
Go in the woods and do what?
Raise their children.
You talking about animals? So are you saying, okay, so if the mother dies, then what with animals? Because mothers die just like any other woman dies. So then what happens? So then are we saying that the men don't pick up from there?
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do in that situation, but that's not how it was designed to be.
Many women that don't have a maternal bone in their body.
That's what you perceive, that we just automatically go into it?
That's another right.
As a side bitch.
So you're saying the side bitches are supposed to take care of the kid? That's what you're saying?
No, the side bitches ain't supposed to have babies. They supposed
to
be
on side bitches control. Aren't supposed to have babies. They supposed to be on well, shit. Y'all got a whole bunch of side bitches that don't be on birth control because women are having kids left and right. So how does that make any sense?
And they violate.
And they violate.
Yeah.
Troy, so
your thought process is some interesting thought process, Troy.
If you ain't got a full-time man, you ain't got no reason, you ain't got no right to try to get pregnant.
Having full-time
man doesn't even matter. How many divorces come up left and right? You can get married and it still won't fall through. Even if the man wants to stay there and she don't.
I mean,
that's not guaranteed.
I'm not finna argue.
Look at the con.
That's not guaranteed.
You can find a con in everything, though. I feel like you guys are going straight at the con for every single thing.
But this is permanent.
I understand that. You know, it's no give back.
This decision, there is this is a
there's no going back.
Life-altering decision that once a woman makes it, her whole life has taken a drastic turn.
The man,
And we
the
can
man
even
does too,
pause,
though.
but we can even pause on it being life changing for the woman. Let's talk about the child, and the father may not be there. Period. Point blank. And we're not even gonna say because he
back to
left.
that. But let's
Hold
say he's
on.
there. Let's say
We're
he's
not
there.
even gonna say he chose to leave. We're gonna say God took him off the earth. Then what?
Oh, Jesus
It's still
Christ.
on
I
her.
was just finna say I can't come back from that.
Jesus
Come on,
Christ.
man.
It
I'm
happens.
sure.
Oh.
But it happens. It's
It
life.
happened to
I
us.
understand that, but
life.
I'm saying for the sake of the argument, I can't say anything back from that. But if you say the man is deceased,
It
that's
happened.
hard.
It happened to 2 or 3 of my friends. Their husbands
My condolences.
and boyfriends were taking off the earth unexpectedly. Now they're single moms trying to navigate this whole thing by themselves.
I give you one. It happened to my mom when I was young. I had a younger sister and a younger brother. And it was the village. They helped to raise them all. My little sister and my little brother at point stayed with
Everybody
me.
have a village, Troy.
They had
But
a dad,
everybody
their dad,
doesn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody doesn't
got
have a
aunts,
village,
uncles.
Troy.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all go right back to the cons, man. But he's
and
telling
them-
you
and
this is
them
a
people
person
that
that
probably-
said that he's had that village.
Well,
though.
you tell, okay, well, coming from a person, again, I'm the only one on the show right now that has a kid. You tell me what you perceive the pros are from it.
Wait, I'm gonna go
Well,
to the
I perceive
comments.
the
Hold on.
pros are-
Wait, Troy. We got a comment. Auntie got something to say. Motherhood doesn't mean that a woman no longer has a life. It means she has a new life as a mother.
Hello, somebody.
That was one of our live comments that
And
we have
there
going
is,
on.
and there is
Thank you,
nothing
Auntie.
wrong with
Appreciate
that.
you, Auntie.
Life ain't
And
all
there-
about mimosas.
Again, and there's
You know what I'm
nothing wrong with that if that's what Auntie wants, or if that's what that young lady wants. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what she wants. But don't scream, yell, and holler saying that the dad isn't around, or the dad isn't supporting, or the dad isn't coming to pick up the kid.
Why you
Shut all
always
that
go
shit
there?
up.
Why you go
Be
there?
quiet on all that.
Why
Because
go
you
there?
wanted the kid. Because they
understand
wanted
that.
the kid.
Well, no, I
Did they
get that. No, I
not?
agree with that. Now, if you
That's
want
all we're
to
saying.
whatever,
That's all we
If
saying.
you want the kid, it's fine to have the kid, but
Why you
don't
can't
try to
have a kid
force somebody
why you
else
can't have
in
a
the
kid and a
narrative.
good dad? Can they have a kid and a good dad? Is that
I
possible?
feel like y'all don't see
If
that
you
at
draw
all.
in that type of person, if you draw
don't
in
feel
that
like
type
y'all
of
see that.
person,
I don't feel like y'all see that part at all. And
Well,
we're
here's
telling you,
the thing, guys.
well, where is the evidence behind that?
we're
Where is
right
the
here. We
evidence
just
on
don't
it?
have kids.
You
That's all
don't
it's-
have a kid. I can't speak to you if you are not
I
even
give
in
you
the
that.
experience.
I give you that. I give you
You're
that. I
not
give you
in
that.
the experience. If
I'm
you're
just
in the
saying, though,
experience and you
man.
and your girl are pushing through and y'all got kids, then I can hear what you're saying. But that's not your experience. You're talking hypothetical. I'm talking experience, and based off of what we have seen online from other young ladies that have went through this.
So let me
We're
ask you.
talking
Let me ask
their
you.
reality and our
I'm
reality.
gonna break it.
Man,
I'm
I
gonna break it. I'm gonna walk slow with you. I'm gonna break it down for you right quick.
Okay, go
So
ahead. I'm listening.
would you say that responsibility is a big part in making yourself a good parent, a good father?
Most
Would you
definitely.
say that's one of the main things?
One of the main you need to make a choice on what you're
Right.
trying to do.
Right.
And
who are the
not
main,
just for
who are the main
you.
people, who are the main people that have all the children?
Well, okay,
would you
so
say
you
it's the
talking to me.
responsible- Would you say it's
I'm
the
gonna tell you
responsible?
it's on the women.
Would you say it's the responsible people or the irresponsible people that are having the children? Which one would you say?
I would say irresponsible because they're not informed and they've been working off of what society has shown. Our whole society is
Well, who falls-
uninformed
so how does that fall?
and irresponsible.
So if it's the irresponsible ones having the children, who has the key to access?
Which is the majority.
It's not
That's the majority of society.
Responsible. The problem is that women are going into motherhood in a fantasy because the truth of the matter is most
Women live in a
women
fantasy period.
have a baby.
That's true. We don't deny that. We say that all the time.
Is a fucking fantasy.
Most
We say that all the time.
because they want a family. That includes the man.
They don't even want a family. They want the man. It's not even a kid, really. It really has to do with the man. They want him.
We know this because we get naked for him and bend over. So that's how I know you want him. You want him, and then the consolation prize is the baby. Well, I know he's not going to.
It ain't really a consolation prize, but okay.
I know he's not going to marry me, but at least I can be his baby mama. And it's a cultural thing. It's a cultural
like that's a
matrix
good thing when
that
it's
Black
not.
women are stuck in because we see it all around us. Well, she did it, my mama did it, my auntie did it. Everybody's having babies without husbands, so that's what we do. It's a cultural matrix that is subconscious in the Black woman's mind. And then
But we're all irresponsible realistically because tell me why men know that women make these crazy decisions, but yet y'all still go in them without no condom on.
And complain.
You can't ask us that. You can't ask us that.
Oh, so now I can't ask y'all that, but y'all wanted me to take y'all into consideration when it comes to the kids. Like, come on, man, come on.
Me personally, you're asking me why I don't do that. So I can't.
That's what you're talking to.
Well, let's talk into the audience then. Let's go there because again, y'all was coming at me and I was telling y'all I can't tell y'all I can't take it because y'all don't have kids. So
yeah, and most men are.
Oh, they go one of the questions right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Most men are having kids because they just wanted to have sex. They just wanted to have sex, and basically
that's absolutely true.
Gave their.
I don't agree.
Giving their power
Those
away.
kids ain't planned.
Okay.
Men are giving their power away to women, trapping themselves in a situation.
Yeah, that's nature. We ain't escaping that. You see that in nature all the time. A nut is easy to get from a man. You want to have sex with a man anywhere in nature.
But you keep talking nature. Nature ain't screaming, yelling, and hollering about paying child support.
That's what I'm saying. Shut up. You put yourself in this situation.
Listen, I don't disagree.
Crying because you pay $188 a month. You put yourself in this position.
Do you feel like child support should come off top though? If we talking about so child support should come off top?
Top of
it really should.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm from Florida. My bad. So do you feel like child support should come from the start? You know what I mean? Like
yes.
That. I mean, even if the man is there and I'm trying.
If he's choosing, if he's choosing to not be there, if he's choosing not to be there and not to take care of the kid, then it should come off the top.
That I agree with you wholeheartedly with that. But what I want to clarify for myself is, are you saying that when it comes to child support, is that something that needs to start off? I mean, from the beginning, you know what I mean? If he's there, I mean, y'all not together. Let's say that y'all are not together, separate homes. That's fine. But he's still there, you know, helping, paying for whatever it is that needs to be paid for. Does he still have to be on child support?
Me personally, no, I don't think it's necessary.
Thank you for that one. I was gonna say, come on now.
Yeah, if he's doing his part, then no. If he's doing his part, I think it should be for men who are not doing. They just kind of leave their kids
exactly
on the mother.
So you think it should be? You think it should be punitive?
Zebin says Chicago Bear. That's one of our viewers. He's just talking. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. It should be. If the father is not doing his part, then he should pay child support.
It's punitive. It's not for the child. It's just to punish the man.
No,
I don't think it's to punish the man. No.
It's can I ask
to help the child.
You ain't say nothing about the child. You said because the man, and if the man ain't doing what you want him to do, then we gonna punish him.
Kids cost. Do you know how much? Most likely, if they're not in the house together, therefore she's working to make sure there is a roof over their head. That child has to go into daycare. Daycare ain't no joke. You pop out a week, a good $500 to $600 a week. So he should pay.
And if you don't like it, then you shouldn't have did it. There's consequences to every action.
But they can like the kid. They can like the kid, and you and that man might not get along because a lot of times the parents can't get along. But he want to be there for his kid, but he can't. You know what I mean? Because of the parents. So then he has to go and deal with whatever comes with that.
What do you mean?
And that's because two egos are in play all the time. So nobody wants to take what I call an L. Listen, you don't have to battle back and forth with them. The best thing to do is allow that child. If the father really wants to be in that child's life, allow that father to be in that child's life.
Listen, this is that's Wakanda. That's
What do you mean,
Wakanda.
what's Wakanda?
Why do you perceive it's Wakanda?
That's
What do you
Wakanda.
mean by
What you talking about? Because that's not reality.
It's not reality.
It's reality in my world.
That women, all women, just let men who want to be in their child's life in their child's life.
Do you
That's
think
reality.
Do you think
that's reality in my world, Troy?
Do you really believe, Troy, that women would not give themselves an opportunity to get a damn break from their children to have a weekend to themselves? Do you really believe that, Troy? Y'all need to stop.
Let me answer a question.
I'm not saying no. Wait. Before you say men, Troy, I don't feel that way. I think everybody needs a break. I just got a puppy and I need a break from that motherfucker.
You don't think women use that child? You've never seen a woman use a child as a weapon against a man?
They have.
So what are we talking about? So don't ask me that question. That's a crazy question.
I feel like child support does that.
But it's not the majority, though. It's not the majority.
And not only that, but a lot of it strains the relationship between men and women, which is worse for children.
Because nobody wanted the kid in the first place. They wanted to have fun and be together. That's why we say don't do it.
But
the issue is half the time, like you said earlier, Troy, most of the kids aren't planned. When we're in the bedroom and enjoying one another, there's no kid conversation involved in it. We having a great time. We popping these bottles, these drinks, we partying, we having a good time. Kids are the aftermath of it. So yeah, men tend to be angry because at the end of the day, women do have the last say on whether the kids come in the world. Period.
I'm gonna just tell you the truth of the matter. Irresponsible people are gonna have it rough in life. That's just how it is.
Irresponsible, uninformed, and unaware, and unconscious. That's why Vanita and I tell these truths, because a lot of time your subconscious programming is driving a lot of your decision making, and you're not even aware of it. Like I said, it's a societal matrix, and there's a cultural matrix. The cultural matrix is having babies out of wedlock, the daddy not being in the household. That's a black cultural matrix. The societal matrix is women, you're supposed to be a mother, you're supposed to have kids, you're supposed to get married, you're supposed to submit. That's a societal matrix. So all of these thoughts and these
That's biological. That's biological. You're built to.
How do you expect that to reproduce?
That's not societal. That's biological.
There is
that has to happen.
Again.
Why does it have to happen, and why do we have to reproduce?
Because if you don't, you wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't be here. We gotta reproduce.
What did you do?
Why do you care what happens after you're gone? Will you even know? You don't think you're gonna know what happens when you're gone?
But my thing is, I feel like I care about what happens after when I leave. Yeah,
why? How do you know what's going to happen when you're gone in the first place?
That's a different conversation. I don't know.
That's a very stingy mindset.
Yeah, that is kind of. I mean, it's very respectfully. That's very selfish.
No, go ahead. You're entitled to your perception.
That's kind of selfish though, because you like when I leave, fucking cut the lights off. I'm out of here. Take my ball and go home.
This shit get burned up on y'all niggas.
Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, when you born into this world, you're gonna leave at some point, right? You don't even know when your time is up, so you don't know what's gonna happen once you're gone in the first place.
And it's not your responsibility to populate the world. It's your responsibility. You can do it if you want to do it, but
it is.
It is your responsibility.
Don't let men.
It's my responsibility too.
They're gonna leave you with.
It's your responsibility to make a choice for yourself to make yourself happy. That's what your responsibility is.
I 100% agree on that. I do agree on that.
You don't have to do it. Now, if you want to do it and you're okay,
then that's a choice.
Don't let society, particularly men, manipulate you into making a decision that's not going to be conducive to your life.
Be happy. You're only here for a very short amount of time. So first, be happy.
20-second time out. 20 seconds. Kanika, you a Christian, right?
No.
No? Oh, okay, my bad.
Killed your ass. So I got a question though.
No, because she talk about God. She talk about God a lot.
Right. So I'm not religious. Christianity, that's religion. I'm spiritual though. It's a difference. A huge difference.
All right.
So I got a question. Let's say that you do have two people that are trying to have a kid. Both say they're going to be there. Would you still tell that if this is your friend, this your dog, this your girl, this who you rock with, you ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing for her. You know the guy, he's a good guy. You feel like he's gonna be there and all that, and all that good stuff. Would you still give her this same type of conversation and tell her?
I definitely will.
Absolutely. 100%.
And I would, because at the end of the day, well,
100%.
why? Because at the end of the day, when you make the choice of having a kid, you can't reverse that choice. But yet we change our minds every day on many of things. We get in relationships with individuals, it be going great for a while, and then all of a sudden something changes, whether you don't like, or she don't like, or he don't like something somebody did, or how you're moving now, and you may feel like that's the best thing to move for you, but it don't work for the other individual. So now the relationship is over with, but yet that kid is still there, regardless of how you guys feel in the moment. We are not the same people that we were when we were 20 years old.
I agree.
You have evolved, changed. Everything about you is different.
Our ideas can still be the same when it comes to that subject. If I still wanted kids way back then, I can still feel like I want kids now.
Some and some not. But you don't understand.
But I mean, what happens to the other percentage, though? We have the other percentage. I mean,
and they make the decision that they want to make.
Listen, all my friends who did what you saying, that you're saying they did it the right way. What you're saying, they got married, they were in love, they had a devoted partner. 5 years after those kids came, and you know what the crazy thing about it is? 2 of my friends, before the children came, one of them went together for 17 years, the other went together for 8 years, married before they had the children. Within 5 years of the birth of those kids, those marriages done. Both of them wanted to.
So we're gonna solely put that on that kid.
It's a change.
It changes the game. The energy changes. Everything changes. The woman's body changes, which is why a lot of men get frustrated. Again, like we said, it changes.
But if you have a man, that understands that once you bear kids, that your body changes, then I think you're fine. But I think sometimes that the female will look at it as like, we don't understand what we do understand.
It's not, you have to keep in mind, it's not always about you guys either. It's about how we feel about ourselves as well. So when we gain weight, we feel some kind of way about ourselves. Our sexy, our baboon that you were drawn to initially isn't there anymore. And it may not have anything to do with you, but our bodies change. You don't have to gain weight.
You don't
have to gain weight.
Says who, Troy? How do you know? Everybody's body.
But how do you know? We know a lot of females that have kids and they get right back slim. We got one in our group. I don't even know if Jolie is still in the group, but I did look at Jolie pictures not too long ago. Jolie body went back. I mean,
some do and some do and some don't.
I think most young women, their body do go back.
That's some do.
It's older women that have it tough.
Some do and some don't. And again, let's look at their high school pictures back then compared to where they are now.
Well, you can, and then we can talk about it. You can look at that without kids. So you can go look at their picture back then.
Blame that shit on
picture now.
Blame that shit on their kids.
But the truth of that,
it's easy to say men say go to the gym all the time, but where do you find the time? Because y'all not doing that homework. Homework is not like it used to be when it was with us.
Everybody got the time.
Again, Troy, that's your perception, but it's hard to take what you're saying for face value when you don't have a kid. You haven't been through the experience. It's great looking on the outside in.
I'm not gonna
listen. It's great looking on the outside in. It's the truth. It's a lot of things that Kanika know we don't even have discussions on because she doesn't fully understand it because she hasn't been in it.
That's right.
When you haven't had the experience,
you don't have kids. I didn't ask. So you don't have kids?
Hell no.
Oh, okay. All right. That's why you've been quiet.
That's why
I was waiting for you to say something like, okay, I get it. All right, so go ahead.
No, that's why I said nobody's on the panel that has kids except for me. You don't know what the experience is until you're in it. So everything y'all saying, I hear you, but it's want, because y'all don't have the experience. You don't understand what it is. It's a different ball game in this world of kidding. Parenting a child. It's
not as different as y'all try to make it seem.
You don't think so, Troy. You don't think so, Troy. It's fine. You don't think so, Troy.
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny?
That's what you think, Troy.
All of my male friends who got full custody of their children, or who had to take full custody for temporary or for whatever, every last one of them say, I got a whole new respect.
Every single time.
Every
single time.
Like, I had no clue.
But I don't
every
have
single
kids.
time.
I don't have kids, and I have a respect for that though. I mean, I can understand where he's coming from, and I think you said something before. I want to go back to that point, and you were saying that you have men, and I was one of those men that didn't have a mom or a dad and was raised by their grandparents by all women, and I don't have that same perspective that you were saying as far as being hurt and the traumatized behind it. Of course, a male needs his mother. I understand that. I'm not shying away from that subject. I agree with you with that subject, but not all men take that trauma with them when they move on. I just popped back in my head because to that point, I was one of those. I am one of those people. So I get that, but I just wanted to say that it ain't always true. And, you know, we don't carry it.
I agree.
It's just an excuse, man. It's just an excuse.
It's not an excuse. Because it sounds good from your end, Troy, but it's not an excuse.
If that
There's a lot of things.
Troy, let me give you an example.
Okay.
If there wasn't something going on in the minds of your brethren, not you two specifically, but your brethren, how y'all treat each other and what y'all do, it wouldn't be so prevalent like it is. It got to be. I think there's a part of a lot of men in our community that don't see the value in themselves. So you can't see the value in your brothers. And I think a lot of that comes from having no fathers. Fathers validate the sons, the men, the boys in their life. That's why it's so important for men to be in the lives of their son. I see a stark difference in the men that I know who had present, steadfast fathers in their lives versus the men who had either a daddy who was in and out, not present, or not at all. It's just a difference in how they move, how they see the world, how they treat their own children. It's a difference because it's something about a man in another man's life.
I agree.
So to say that, not you, thank God that your situation, because it's like you, Vanita, kind of the same way. Raised by, the generation, not her mother, her dad, her generation.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, thank God that didn't affect you, but that's just not the case. And we can see that in how the community is looking. Men need fathers. That will turn this whole thing around. Generations of fatherlessness is why the community looks the way that it does.
So I would, to that point, I would say that of course, me and Troy, we don't have kids, but we do have friends. Zebin is one of the people that's on here now. He's a phenomenal father. You know what I mean? And he take care of his kids. Every time I see him, he's with his kid. So, you know what I mean? Like my boy Willie. I mean, he has his kid all the time. My boy Brandon. I mean, it's so many, it's so many people that I can name as far as that are close brothers to me that feel and do the same thing that me and Troy would do if we did have kids. So I understand that we don't have them, but I do have examples of those men that do those things. So only reason I'm saying is that, back to the point that I was saying before, would you tell your homegirl or your friend still not to do it because for your reasoning, which is fine. But if she has a man like that that's willing to do those things and saying that he's going to do that, can we not down it and just say, okay, well, you know what, go ahead and do that? And what if it turns out differently? You know what I mean? But would you still?
I want her to have them on the strength of her at the end of the day, okay. Not perceiving that there is going to be another individual there, because there is no guarantees of that. And you have to be prepared
having
what?
Having children is a
three of my friends lost their child's fathers to death. Not till he didn't walk out, he didn't leave. God took him away. So they didn't take that into consideration. They thought.
I don't think nobody does. You're right. I don't think nobody takes that into consideration. Because I wouldn't take that into consideration if my girl was the past and I got the kid. And I'm like, well, I wasn't planning on doing this by myself. But I would still do it, though. I wouldn't tell Troy not to do it. I would still tell Troy to do it.
We actually had a stronger community. We understood that it took a village to raise children. We weren't just trying to do everything ourselves, and we weren't so selfish minded. That is
exactly.
why the community is the way that it is now, because we're so selfish-minded.
Well, I don't think it's the selfish-minded. I don't think it's selfish-minded. It's just, unfortunately, we have had them at younger ages, and at this point, the elders are not there to take care of them.
We've had them at young,
yeah, exactly, and we're not willing to.
Yes,
we were.
We are. We're doing it now.
Within your particular community, because you just named off several different gentlemen within your community, which is phenomenal. But that is just not how we're moving as a majority in our society. So that's where the issue comes in at.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna go to one of the comments. Zebin, the guy that I was talking about before, he put a comment. He said, "I'm one of those crazy people who actually plan a child with my partner." Oh, he just posted it right there. To
tell you the truth, what was his name, Devin? I planned my daughter as well. So there you go. And so I planned my daughter as well. Like I said, her father was in the house until she was 2, and then we separated. So I do understand where you're coming from.
Okay. There's nothing in for the woman, that's okay to plan a child, and we would say that's what you want to do, but we would give her the truth. Think about this, think about this, think about this. If you can't say that you're good with all of these scenarios that I've seen so many women go through, that they didn't plan for, they didn't think about.
Well, I give you that. I'm not going to say.
If you can say okay after all of that, go ahead.
See, that's all I'm saying. So, okay, fine. That's different. If you're gonna go to your friend and say those key things that you feel like you need to say to your friend and reassure yourself and them that they're ready for that. And if they can answer those questions and go on, then you be like, okay, cool.
Absolutely.
You'll keep going forward and be like, nah, you still shouldn't do it. Then that's fine. I give you that.
With what you
Everybody
want to
should
do
that. Everybody should do that. I give you
because
that.
The problem is a lot of women didn't think it. They didn't think about this scenario, that scenario. They just had a baby.
A lot of women don't know how to pick the right man. Let's be honest. You're running around the problem here. This is the real problem with what you're talking about.
What's the right man?
What's the right man? What does that mean?
What's the right man? What does that mean?
A man that's gonna stay and be there and raise the family.
There's no way to tell that.
There's no way to tell.
How do we know that as women? Because see, I have friends that got married.
That's why y'all don't know how to pick men.
Friends who got married to the men.
So Troy, again, she just said that she has friends that literally went and married the guy. So you would perceive that that's a good man, right? She married him.
Wedding.
So he literally said, "Let's get married."
Big weddings. Okay.
They had weddings. Had kids.
So
and then he left.
That's how you gauge if a man is a good man or not.
There's no way to gauge.
How do you perceive we should gauge it, Troy? Educate us. Tell us how you perceive.
No.
So now it's no. No, it's hell no.
No, black men always say that. Tell us how.
Troy, we can have a checklist. Anybody can have a checklist on what they perceive the right man is, and people can still change their mind.
Yeah, so Troy, give us the blueprint so we can start walking. So we can start walking this road. What is it?
In life,
that man that ain't gonna leave. Tell us.
In life, you always want to align yourself. What's
Fix
the
your
best
face, man. If you can see your face in the camera. Bro, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say. She over here like,
man, listen.
Yeah, come on. I'm waiting. Listen. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Bro,
first of all, I'm not finna allow her to do that. Because what she just what Vanita just said to me was, well, he married her. How else is we supposed to know that he a good man? So what
are you supposed to do?
Is that the gauge you're using to determine if he's a good man or not?
What other gauge would it be? If you're spending time and been around him, well, if you get to engagement, then that means you didn't spend. Well, my perception is you have spent time, you've been dating for quite some time, and both of you guys feel like you align on that level. So yes, part of it to me would be your next step if you're trying to have a kid.
What's the gauge?
Marriage, and then on from there. So if it's not that gauge, Troy, I mean, let me know. Shit, maybe I'm wrong. Educate me.
Go ahead. We're waiting.
Listen, y'all trying to make this shit sound like it's so tough. That's why it's so funny to me. I'm just letting y'all.
Now help us understand, Troy, because it's not working out within our community as we see, or we wouldn't be having this conversation. So if you have the information, then educate us.
Please
let us all know.
Most people in the community ain't finna raise good children. That's just the way that the society is set up today, currently in America. Most people ain't finna raise good children. That's just how.
Why do you perceive that they're not gonna raise good children? Why is that?
You didn't answer the question. The question. Let's go back to the question. The question is, how do we gauge if a man is gonna stay or not? Troy, how do we do that? Give us the blueprint.
I don't know. Maybe it's something a man has to see.
No, maybe. Because you said this.
I feel for me, it's very simple.
Okay, what is
which is? But you're not telling us what it is.
The qualities that man exhibits, and does that man exhibit the qualities of a father that you would want to raise your child?
Plenty of men that don't mean they gonna stay.
That doesn't mean that they don't stick around just because of that.
Do what?
Troy, that's in your world. That's in your world, clearly.
That's the truth.
No, sir, that is not the truth.
I got a question though. Like when it comes to the relationships that you guys are talking about, you may have a guy, you know what I mean? You know, that can be all those qualities that you need, and you saw that in the beginning. But we do understand that both people do change though, right?
Yes.
We do understand that both do come to a point in their lives where they feel as if, you know, I wanted to do this when I was 20 or 25 or 26, but now I'm 36 and I don't want to do those things anymore. I understand that. Those things do happen, but you do have people that do separate for those reasons, right? But still hold those core values. I don't agree with what Troy was saying as far as they're gonna be raised a certain kind of way because of the society or whatever it may be. Because
most people raise bullshit ass children, bro.
But I understand that you can say that. But again, I'm going to use the same example that I use with them, is that me and you are not going to do that. So you can't say that all people are going to do that.
I didn't say
we're not.
I'm just saying she's talking about the majority. When you speak to the majority is going to be fucked up in this society because that's just what it breeds.
But that's our perspective. That goes back to the question that you had before. Everybody's going to have their own perspective for their upbringings. So I give you that. You're going to feel that way because of what you've been through and what you've seen. I'm going to feel the way that I feel.
Look at what we venerate. Look at what we venerate in this culture. This culture is going to breed fucked up people. That's just how that shit goes. So,
but that's your personal.
We can lie about that all we want, but that's just the truth for the situation.
But that's your personal opinion, though. I can see the world as something different. You know what I mean? I see the world as being something different than what it is right now.
That's why I guess it's so simple for me to see, because I feel like anybody who's doing the dumb shit I see perpetuated, why the fuck would I want them to raise my children? And that's what most people do, and they're having children with these type of people. Especially women.
So what's your problem with us saying not to have them then you on our team? If you feel like we raising fucked up kids and people society raising fucked up kids, don't bring them here.
I agree. I mean, bro, you're on the same side of they on. Yeah, she said because they've been saying the same thing the whole time. If you're feeling that way and if you're going to do that, then don't bring them here. And I mean, now that you say that, I agree with that. And the whole argument that I was trying to prove, Troy, now that you're on their side, the whole thing that I was trying to say is we're not doing that. You know what I mean? But now you're saying we're doing it.
I don't agree with that shit. It's just my opinion probably sounds a little more grim. It's because I understand there's a tier system and there's a class system, and they were never going to get rid of that. So these people, these irresponsible people, their children are fucking food to the game. And it's always going to be like that.
But that's the majority from what you're saying. That's the majority of where your society is coming from. So why keep the society going then? Why keep the society going? That's the majority of where your society is coming from. So, and I just said, let's stop it. Let's not do it.
So you want to cease this?
Yeah, you are really on their campaign, because basically what you're saying is that if you're going to produce garbage, why produce the garbage? Just keep it where it is and no longer don't do it. But what I'm still on my side.
Everybody has a use in this world. They're needed too in this.
So you're saying the garbage is needed. Yeah, so then the chaos is necessary.
He's agreeing with what
so what you're saying, the chaos is necessary. Is what? So what does the chaos accomplish? Because what you're saying, the chaos is necessary.
What's the point of having them? I'm with you. What's the point of having them?
Why do you give a damn about tomorrow? Sorry. Why do you care about tomorrow?
Because I'm not like you. I care about when I'm gone. I want life to continue to exist.
Why? You won't even know what's happening. You won't even know what's happening.
You don't know that.
You don't even know.
We don't know that.
We don't know.
You don't know what you're gonna come back as. You don't know what you're gonna see.
Y'all don't either. So you don't know either.
But just in case, I'm gonna make sure my footprints was good when I left. That's all I'm saying.
So your how are you leaving your footprints? If based off.
You're not gonna know. You're not gonna know. If you reincarnate, you're not gonna know you were here before. You're not gonna know, dear.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
We don't know that.
Did you know everything when you first came into this world?
No, I didn't know
anything. Last lifetime.
Exactly.
I don't know what I knew. I don't remember
exactly.
That shit.
You didn't know.
Exactly. You didn't know, so you're not gonna know then either.
I do have different situations that happens in this deja vu. Deja vu happens for a reason. I mean, I was here before. That's all I'm gonna say. We never know.
What if subconscious?
So was your deja vu bad? You seem to be living quite good. So was your deja vu bad?
No, my deja vu usually be.
But how you know your past life wasn't some crappy something or another anyway? But yet you still living a good life now.
Hey,
so why do you even really care?
It's all subjective.
Hey man, I just know that I want to make sure that I'm doing the right things when I leave.
What is considered right and wrong? We can go back to that question Troy asked.
Whatever produces the result you want.
Well, you just said it's a fucked up society. Do you think that's a good thing to produce? You just said most of society is gonna be fucked up kids. So you think that's a good thing?
Yeah, Troy, you went right down that wormhole with that one, brother.
Nah, I'm saying
I can't lie.
Until we break the habits of the culture that we.
How do we do that?
How do we do that then, Troy? You just said it wasn't even possible. You said that earlier. It wasn't even possible.
They looking for the answer, Troy. You're saying that, but they want the answer what comes with that. That's what they're going to say.
Everybody has to find that answer for themselves.
So you don't have the answer, in other words.
Everybody has to find that answer for themselves.
You don't know.
It comes with building a strong foundation and building from that. It starts with a strong family.
Okay, so we can't marry ourselves.
So what if you don't have a strong family? What if you don't have a family?
Then you out here. You fool for the game.
Black men get married. How about that? Since you think it's a strong family, Troy, why don't black men start getting married? If you that sensitive, get married. Y'all don't get married.
Black men do get married.
30% rate.
They get black men do get married. I will say that now.
Rate.
She just told you the percentage of it.
The divorce rate is just as higher. I give you that too. But that doesn't mean that you don't do it. That's all I'm gonna say. That doesn't mean
that it isn't as sweet as it used to be. That's why black men ain't getting married at the same rate.
Say that again, Troy.
You ain't never got married like that, Troy. It's been 30% for decades now.
That's a lie.
That's 70% of black men.
In the 60s and 70s, the marriage rate was high.
No, it wasn't. Maybe the 60s.
Hey, Suge. Hold on, wait. Suge, I need your research department. Suge, can you get them numbers, please?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Suge, get them numbers. Can you say that one more time so he can get our research department can get them numbers?
Please.
Say that 30% what now?
30% of black males get married. 30%.
Appreciate you, Suge. Do that for me. Right. We're gonna get
back. How many? What percent of women are marriageable?
What makes a woman?
What's considered marriageable?
I knew that was, bro. You gotta come with They gonna ask you that every single time.
Stop asking me the damn questions. Y'all give me something. What do you think? What's a marriageable woman?
You don't want to ask me the question, though, Troy.
I've never been married. I can't answer that question for you.
Women ain't gotta qualify.
Women don't have to qualify. Is that what you just said?
If you say what women are marriageable, then you gotta have something.
So I'm just saying you just can't call out a one-sided stat and say men ain't getting married and then not give the reason to why.
Go ahead. I'm waiting.
Because the deal ain't as sweet as it used to be.
How did it used
What was the deal back in the day? Please explain what the deal was back in the day.
So in today's day and age, people are getting married at a later age. And they have more sexual partners before you get married. Before you at least was pretty much, if not guaranteed chastity, like it was the count was low.
Or pure. You would get a pure female.
You're not getting that these days. You're not even getting one who wants to listen to you.
Let's stop. Let's visit that. Let's stop right there. Let's visit that. Let's visit that. The body count argument. What does that mean to y'all? Explain that.
Nothing.
Pure.
To me personally, nothing. You can have 10,
This nigga,
20,
nah,
30, or
this
0.
nigga,
It don't
you're
matter.
a fucking liar.
And
No, I'm serious.
how do you know what the body count is? Let
They
me ask you
don't.
that. How
They
do you
don't.
even know
Some
what the
people
body
are.
count
They
is?
never will.
Because it sounds like you speculating on what the body count is.
You tell them anything.
Y'all
Yeah,
want
it's
some
all
voodoo,
speculation.
something
You
or
never
another?
know.
What's my body count? Please tell me what my body count is.
I'm
What's
not.
my body count?
This is Troy. To your point, because you always say I'm lying and I'm capping when I get on here. So I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm gonna be honest in front of them too. My body count is what it is. So I cannot look at anybody else's body count and say that that's a downfall for me. So I don't care. I don't care if it's here or he. It don't matter to me
but
because I understand.
the things that men and women like in each other is different. That's why it's like that.
Can I say one thing?
What men and women like in one another. So what is it that men like in women?
Can I say
what is it that you perceive, Troy?
Can I say one thing before we go there? Troy, hold on, bro. One thing. I feel like, because I feel like he said a lot of things. I'm gonna say this, and I feel like it goes into it too. Most women, not all women, but I feel like most women fall in love for potential. So most women will look at a man and look at them and talk to them and see what they can be or what they will become. And once that doesn't happen, most women will walk away from that. And a man is just sitting there holding this. It is what it is. So that's my point on that. I feel like when it comes to certain things or marriage or whatever it may be, most women may mature faster than men. And I give you guys that. I would never take that away from you. You mature a lot quicker. So you may want a lot more things than that man may want at that time. And he may not mature when you want him to mature or get to those things at that time. So you remove yourself because you feel like you're already there. And that's fine. But I don't feel like you should put that stigma on the whole entire thing as far as being with somebody or feeling like you can have kids with this person. Does that make sense? I'm sorry, I kind of went far with that.
Okay, so you're saying
that.
Break it down for me. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Break it down for me.
So you're saying that we shouldn't base having kids on the fact that some men, what's it say? Some men
go ahead. I'm with you.
Mature later than others. So we're basing our don't have kids philosophy on the potentials that most women pick and not the ones who are there, ready to go, ready to step up. Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't go as far as saying with the kids part. Not
30%.
Come on, research department. Come on, research department. Okay, man. Listen, it's 30%. It's 30%. But no, what I go ahead. I'm sorry, that kind of messed me up. Say that one more. No, okay, I know what I was gonna say. I'm not saying that when it comes to as far as having the kids. I thought we were talking about as far as having, the relationship and going forward. But yeah, let's say we're having the kids. If you're gonna have kids with a man because of that potential or whatever you feel that he's gonna be, yeah, I feel like women do that and then it don't work, and then that's when they leave because they feel a certain type of way about the guy.
You're on mute.
I can't hear you.
Kanika.
Yeah, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Okay, say that again. I think I froze for a second. What did you say?
Okay, what I'm saying is, I think. Wait, hold on. Basically, what I'm saying is, most women, once you get into a relationship, because we're talking about that fairy tale stage in the beginning, where everything is good. Yeah, let's have kids. Let's get married. I like you. I love you. You love me, and all this other kind of stuff. When it comes to the female side of it, you guys are looking at this person and saying that, okay, I can have this. I can do this with this person because I see the potential in this person.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, once we get to a certain stage in the female's mind, that because like I said before, you guys mature a lot faster than us. I will agree to that. I'm not, other men may not, but I will say that you guys mature a lot quicker than us. You may want us to be to a certain statue or to a certain spot at a point in time, and we may not be there just yet. And you guys get frustrated with that. You know what I mean? And once you get frustrated with that, you start looking at this man a little bit different. That plays a big role in that. So once that happens, you as the female, you make the decision to say that you don't want to be with that person, or that person is not developing as fast as I want him to be, or whatever it may be. So when you go back and you say, not having kids and doing all this other stuff, you fell in love with something that you felt like this man was going to be. But he can still be that person. It's just what he wasn't that person when you needed him to be that person. So you ended up leaving
true.
that.
Timing is everything. That kind of goes back to what Troy was saying as far as being on the same level, or, you know, as they say, equally yoked with one another. That's true. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but I get that. So would you still have that same argument of saying that you still shouldn't go and do these things and explore life with this person because of your beliefs? Because your beliefs, from what my understanding, and I could be wrong, your beliefs won't let them get that far, because you're going to stop that off top and say, this is going to change. You can't do this. And this is going to be that. And he may leave and child support and all this other kind of stuff. But that person is looking at it totally different. You know what am I bringing it? You know what I'm saying? Am I bringing it back full circle?
I kind of get what you're saying, but you have to, each individual, a man and a woman, has to look at where you are in your life and what your intent is, and decide what you're trying to do in your life. Because if we use that same scenario that you just gave and flip it, do you perceive that a man is going to sit around and wait for a woman to evolve up to what he perceives her potential would be? Because majority of the time, men are not. The men in our society, if we use right now, the men in our society that do have evolved up and have, we'll say, their houses, make a fair amount of money, they don't hear the radio on females moving in with them. But when you flip it the other way, women will let a man move in quick, fast, in a hurry.
I mean, but a female, but yeah, I was definitely say, yeah, I don't agree. Go ahead, Troy. Go ahead, Troy. Yeah, go ahead, Troy, because I don't agree with that. Go ahead, Troy. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead, Troy.
You're saying more men move in with women than the other?
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Oh, you just know a lot of paymasters. That's what you know. But that ain't
most definitely.
I agree with that one.
I didn't say the majority. I said it's a lot of them.
Just look at the majority of people paying spousal support. Stop with the bullshit.
Spousal support. Who's playing spousal support? Please tell me, Troy. What numbers your nose? We gave you numbers earlier. Give us the percentage. Who's paying child? Give us the percentage of them that's paying that child support. Please tell me.
Spousal support. I ain't never seen a man come in with alimony.
She open her phone. She gonna get it for us. She gonna get it for us.
Please let us know, Troy. What's the statistics on that?
Pull up the percentage of men versus women getting alimony. Put that shit up. You want to act like it's women?
That's gonna be lopsided. I mean,
like
I feel
women out here, like women out here, big dogging niggas or something. That's crazy. Everybody know. Everybody
big dog. Men are moving in with women, though.
No, I'm not gonna say that men are
moving in with women.
I'm not saying that men
moving in with women.
I'm not saying that men are not moving in with women. I'm not saying that. But at the same time,
you may not be saying it, but that's what Troy said. Troy's saying that men are not moving in with women. That's what he's saying.
I'm saying.
What you saying then, Troy?
I'm saying on the large scale of things, it don't even compare to the amount of women that's moving in with men.
On what scale? What scale are you talking?
You're not living in reality.
But please,
this is La La Land. This is La La Land. What you talking about?
No, I don't live in La La Land. I'm straight facts. Straight facts.
If you think
please, let's see what
more men are financially reliant on women than the other way around. Is that
how many men are making? Yes, I am.
This is insane.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
This is crazy.
Maybe that's not the case in your world.
According to the U.S. Census, only 3% of 400,000 people receive alimony or men. 3%.
How many women? How many women?
How many women are receiving alimony?
How many women?
How many women are receiving alimony?
Particularly black women.
Shout out to Suge in our research department. Hold on. Shout out.
He is doing excellent.
Suge in our research department because he is putting it up there. But go ahead.
Let's talk about black men. How many black women get alimony?
See, now we moving the field goal post. Now we
no, that's fair. That's what we're talking about within our community, are we not?
Everybody though, why we gotta break it down to one single?
Now, if we're talking about everybody, then that's a whole different conversation. Because we have to look at the other society when they're the ones that's running the world. So that's a different That's a different topic.
This
Okay.
is.
Are we talking within our community?
Okay.
Or are we talking all over?
That's all
Because if
I'm
you're
asking.
talking
If you go-
all over, then no,
Okay.
yes, okay. That is the
Listen.
case, what Troy's saying. But
Okay.
within our community, within the Black community, no, sir.
I ain't never known a woman to get alimony. Have you? A black woman?
Unless she's a celebrity.
Unless
That's the only
Unless
way
it's
you can hear about
celebrity.
it, though. That don't
Unless
mean
she's
it
a
don't happen.
celebrity.
But
What's
that's
the-
the
what's
only.
the-
That's
what's
the only
chick-
way, unless
what's the-
they're a
what's the- what's the
celebrity, a
chick that
football
got the
player, or a
Williams- the
football
Williams
player,
sisters
any of
daddy
them.
out their money? What's the chick who the little young chick who fucked Richard Williams? Took all his money, took the house, couldn't pay for the house. Serena them daddy. Serena and Venus daddy.
Celebrities.
That's what we just said. Celebrities.
Took
It's
their
not-
house.
we talking about regular.
Celebrity
folks.
is not the
Fuck their
majority,
daddy,
though.
Took their house.
You talking
So
about
we
regular
talking
people.
celebrities now? So we throwing celebrities in the mix
Just
now? Because I
asking
don't.
somebody.
They play on a different playing field than we do. They even for us
What
to
you
mention
want me to
they
tell you, my
name
cousin?
and
You
what
ain't
they're
gonna know.
doing.
If I tell you my cousin, you're not gonna know who my cousin is. I'm
So-
telling you somebody everybody knows.
Us saying
Which
that-
is why we just look on YouTube at the regular folks in the world. Celebrities playing a whole different ball game. So I don't even know why we take their statistics into account in the first place.
Black
Us
men.
saying
They
that-
don't even
men
make
as a
our
whole-
money. So who cares what they doing in their
Black
world?
men as a whole still make more money than black
the
women. Black-
alimony
Oh
argument.
my God. Oh my God.
The alimony
That's what I'm saying.
argument
The-
for black
my God,
men
what-
is
is that-
the
you didn't like that
alimony
stat
argument.
I
for
don't
black
believe
men
that statement at all,
is-
Troy.
it's
If that's
not-
what
it's
you're
not-
asking me,
it's
no.
color void.
No, I don't.
Color void.
This is insane.
No, I don't. Let's look at the statistics for black men and what they make within our
insane,
society,
man.
and we're not talking celebrities. Let's talk about that.
Everybody's included. We're not talking
Nah,
celebrities.
celebrities ain't included because
What are
we
you talking
can't.
about?
We're not playing football. They playing
If you gonna
football.
say
Like,
black, if you gonna say
no, I
black
don't.
men, if you gonna put it down to one thing and say black men, you gotta
I
use
don't.
celebrities.
Well, sorry,
what are
I
you
don't
talking
use
about?
celebrities in the account. I don't
I'm
use
just
because
saying,
they're in a
They
different ball
count.
game.
They count.
They-
if you gonna
they
use
don't.
them,
They
count.
don't. They don't.
Jamal, how many people play in the
They
NFL
don't.
every year? It's a
They
lot of
don't.
people, ain't it? It's a whole
lot.
lot of people.
But no, you gotta get
Exactly.
married. You gotta get married to get alimony. You gotta get married. They don't get married. 30%. So of 30% of black men. who
Okay,
get
but
married,
look at the
Who
stats.
pay
Look at
alimony
the
every
no, okay,
time?
no, now change that. Look at the stats for men who actually higher earning men. Higher earning men get married at a higher rate. Look up those stats.
10 to 15%. Ask your research guy. It's like 10 to 15% of high earning men. So that's not a lot. 15% of a pie ain't a lot of pie. Okay? It's not. Let's keep it real.
But that's who y'all see anyway. Y'all ain't really seeing the bottom 80% of men anyway. Y'all really only looking at the top 20.
And y'all
So
wanna
now
look
we're
at-
gonna take the celebrities
Hold
out of
on.
the mix and then
Hold
just go
on.
to us. Make up your mind, Troy. Do you want to play there or do you not?
What do you? Is that not the truth?
It's the same equivalent.
You're not looking at the nigga that work
No,
at Walmart
Troy.
anyway. You're not trying to marry
It's
that
the
nigga.
same equivalent for beautiful women. So let's not act. Y'all wanna always look at the pretty girls
Yep.
and the bad bitches,
Yep.
but then when women want the men with money, I say, oh, that's wrong. But
You're not
Y'all
listening to
do the
me.
same
I ain't
thing.
never. Jamal, do I ever say that's wrong?
No. No, you
most
don't.
men do. That's the argument.
We're
That's
not
the argument.
saying you guys,
No,
Troy.
you talking to Troy. You talking to Troy.
That's
Troy
the
is
Troy,
right.
how one minute you gonna say we talking to you, and then next minute you say don't include you? Like, man, you being real choosy on how you want to play this game. Like, you don't even play fair, guys. You don't even play fair. You don't even play fair.
I'm just being real.
You don't even play
Honestly,
fair,
I
Troy.
think black women got the opposite problem. I don't think they're hypergamous enough.
You can't be. There's not enough. You can't be. That's like that.
I don't agree.
That's like that's like putting a
agree
whole
with
bunch of apples in a barrel in one orange and say, okay, the orange.
There's a lot of qualified black men.
Where?
In your world, where you live, Troy? Where you live?
All these
Atlanta.
women picking wrong.
Oh my God!
Women picking wrong. Come
Yeah,
on.
a lot
let's
of
keep it
women
real.
pick wrong as fuck. Why y'all not being honest about that?
First of all,
That's what you
that
perceive.
mean, hey, come on now.
Y'all not being
Come on
honest
now.
about that.
Come on now.
first of all,
So are you saying that there's a whole bunch of great men out here and we just
I didn't say a
choosing
whole bunch.
every
but it's
single-
qualified. It's about 50-50. About 50-50.
So why do you? What, so now you perceive it's 50-50?
About 50-50. Yeah.
It's about 50-50?
Yeah.
Really, Troy?
It's a dip in the bucket. I
Yeah.
mean, you may get your one, you may not.
So
You know what I
if
mean?
we
It is
talk
what it is.
Atlanta right now,
Yeah.
how many of them do you perceive as in relationships with each other?
But I don't put that all on the men though. So that's what I'm saying. There's
I feel like Atlanta has turned into both.
There's
It's
problems
both.
on both sides.
Thank
I'm
you.
not gonna deny that there's
It's
problems on both sides.
It is.
But if I'm speaking to women's problems is they don't know how to fucking pick a man. That's fucking women's problem.
How?
And men don't know. Tell me why. Well,
Most men are irresponsible.
Quote unquote are doing the picking, correct? Because y'all the ones, according to society, are the ones that have proposed to us.
Not true.
So,
not true.
are y'all picking correctly?
Correct.
Are men
Clearly.
picking
Are
correctly?
y'all picking correctly?
No, because they pick based on looks. So that's all they care about. Looks and sex. That's what they care about.
Again, y'all pick based off of looks, then you get pissed off because you say that she's in your pockets left and right and she wants trips for their first date.
It depends on what you mean by pick. Like for the responsible men, the women that we decide to build families with, yes, we pick correctly. Yes. But for the irresponsible men, they drop seeds and whatever. So that's different.
So in other words, what you're saying is y'all don't pick at all because none of the fathers are in the house with these women. So you saying you're not picking at all.
That's the truth.
But women are leaving majority of the time.
Because of the cheating and the lying and the sneakiness and the abuse and the mental abuse.
Yeah. But that's the full story.
Y'all want us to stay
though.
like
Yeah,
our grandmothers did.
Yeah.
No.
But y'all can't just act like it's just the men's problem. Like it's always the men's fault. The relationship.
It's not always the men's fault.
It's not always men's fault.
Talk about. You never
It's
talk
not
about
always
the
the
other
men's
side.
fault.
You
That's
never
not
talk about
true.
the other side, though.
What are you talking about? That's not true.
This whole conversation, we've only focused on what men have done wrong. You ain't giving me one thing a woman could possibly do wrong.
I can tell you all day. Women have kids.
Yeah, but
that's where they fuck up. That's where they mess up.
We telling you what she go wrong.
We told you what she go wrong at the beginning. She had the kid.
That's where she went
wrong.
wrong.
That's it, huh? That's all they do.
That takes everything.
That's it, huh?
It trumps
everything.
a lot.
All right.
It takes a lot. A lot of people would still be together right there had they not had kids.
Right, bro. Y'all capping. Men and women cheat at the same rate. Y'all bring up cheating like it's a men's sport. We cheat with women. They be cheating too.
Not saying that you don't.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, women don't have time to cheat. They too busy raising kids. They ain't got time.
Man, if you don't get all the way out of here with that bullshit.
Stop.
They don't.
Oh my God.
Stop. No, we're not gonna go there. Stop.
Okay, so again, let's do it this way. Okay, so women cheating. Okay, so women cheating and men cheating. So when are we gonna get to the point where we all stop cheating and just be in it?
Never gonna happen. This is not Wakanda.
Okay.
That's why we
then there you go.
That's why we say
don't have the kids.
Don't have the kids.
Don't have the kids. So then you can keep cheating the exact same way that they do.
Live life and everything just finna happen how you want the shit to
No,
happen.
the reason why I say that you're on board with them is because if you're gonna do that and be that person, why have the kids? Don't have the kids. If you're gonna be this person and be whoever you're gonna be,
if you don't have the kids,
just do it without the kids.
I can go into a basketball game. I can go into a basketball game with every intention on dropping 30, winning the game, doing all that shit. I ain't planning on swinging on a nigga when I went to the game, but sometimes shit happen, and you get through it in life. You know what I'm saying? You move on.
But they're
and how does that compare to having kids?
But what she's saying, I mean, what they're saying is if you're consciously thinking about all those parts, and if all you think all that's gonna happen, don't have the kids, bro.
Thank you.
Period.
Thank you.
That's what they're saying.
Thank you.
If you feel all this is gonna happen, this game.
No, your intent wasn't to go into the basketball game and swing on dude. And her intent.
Don't even go to the game. That's what they saying. Don't even go to the game.
Why go to the game?
That's what they're saying, bro. I'm
sorry.
Don't live life.
I get it. Don't live life. No, that's some bullshit.
We're not saying don't live life. Why do you have to have kids? Why you can't just live life and not have a kid? Why is that not possible?
Because you won't. I don't. You won't live a fulfilled life without children.
Shit.
So you can see you need a kid right now. So you feel like before you leave this earth, your lot is to have a kid. That's what you think?
My life is amazing.
I think that's one of the greatest things I can do in this lifetime. Yeah.
Okay, and if something happens where you're not able to, it's out of your control. Then what, Troy? You feel like your life wasn't lived?
That's hard though when you say what if though. That's hard when you say what if, because it's a what if with anything. I get you. I mean, it's hard to argue that point. It's hard to argue that point.
Everything in life is that way.
Bingo. So you answered the question for me. Everything in life is that way. So that's not going to stop me from having kids because everything in life is that way. So I may take that chance and do it.
I don't make excuses.
I'm agreeing with you.
And that's fine if that's what you want to do.
The challenge of life and I adapt.
That's a choice. And there's some females out there that's going to adapt, but for those that are not informed on what it is to parent is what we're talking about.
If 30,000 people tell me the stove hot, I don't need to touch that bitch. I'm gonna believe it.
But what if it ain't hot for you though? It might not be hot for you. It might not be hot for you.
I'm gonna believe it. That's just
if you don't turn the motherfucking stove on, you won't even.
I don't need to.
Because you're scared you're going to get burnt. Now you're going to be in the house hungry as fuck because you won't turn the stove on. And you won't.
And listen, my perception is you turn the stove on. If you want to know whether it's hot, touch that bitch. But know the consequences behind touching that bitch. If you go to touch it, you may have skin marks. You may get third-degree burns. Whatever the case may be. Know what the outcome is of touching the hot stove. That's all I'm saying.
You touch
I'm not saying don't.
Boom. You get kids. Now your life is.
This is what. No, I'm telling you what the experience is.
It's still about the kid. If the bitch gets on your nerves, it's still about the goddamn kid.
It is.
Okay.
You motherfucking kid.
It is.
So look.
That's what your life about now.
Can we get your closing remarks too? I mean, because Troy, both of them got their closing remarks. So I'm gonna give mine and you give yours too. Because we go. So go ahead, give yours. How do you feel? Because we're gonna wrap it up. So go ahead. I'm gonna listen.
My closing remarks are as simple as this for the audience. Ladies, be mindful when you go to have kids. Know what you're getting yourself into. Period. Point blank. Don't live in, as everybody has said on this panel, a fairy tale. Know what you're getting yourself into. It's a case. He may be there. He may not be there. If he is, fine. If you make the choice, listen, don't scream, yell, and holler. If he already told you he didn't want it, don't scream, yell, and holler talking about, well, he's not stepping up. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. Listen, G up and take care of that child on your own.
I agree. What you guys say, Troy? You on mute.
I think having a child is probably one of the most amazing things you can do in life, you know. And I think there's a reason why just about all religions all around the world preach against fear, and that is what they relate to the devil. Love is of God and fear is of the devil, and fear keeps you away from the gifts of life. And I think it robs you in life when you live life in fear, and you don't go after what you want in life. You know, and everything you want is most of the things you really want in life is going to require a lot of you. And yeah, man, life ain't all about mimosas and motherfucking brunch and all that shit, man. Like, yeah, that shit might be fun right now, but when you get 50, 60, you gonna fucking wish you would have had some motherfucking kids. And that's how I feel about it.
Okay. Bring us on home.
My closing remarks would be: don't let men like Troy and religion and things like that manipulate you into making a decision that you might not regret. A life of leisure, travel, and mimosas and brunch is amazing. It's stress-free. I sleep in all day, ain't gotta do shit if I don't want to do it. I got disposable income. I travel the world. I built a new house. It's an amazing life. Don't let society make you believe that you can have a fulfilling, I walk in my purpose. Don't let society make you feel like you're going to miss out on something if you don't have children. If you choose to, walk down the road, Vanita said, just be informed that this man may step up, may not. Life might happen. Just be aware that you might have to do this on your own. But a life without kids can be just as fulfilling as being a mom. And don't let anybody tell you different. I'm the happiest I've ever been. And I think a lot of that has to do with not having children, to be honest.
That shit sound good at 35-40. That's all I got to say.
And I can appreciate that. My closing remarks for you guys. I mean, I'm gonna wrap it all up and say mine as well. I appreciate your guys' perspective so much. And I hope that this is not the last time that y'all come chill with us, because we only got the one question. You know all the stuff we said we was gonna talk about.
Yeah, you right about
see
that.
What I'm saying? But this just lets y'all know, man, if y'all have us on or y'all come back, man, we are so appreciative of you guys. You guys are beautiful Black women, and we appreciate your perspective because it comes from a genuine place, and we love that. You know what I mean? So I wanted to say that before we got off of here. And my perspective on the whole situation is that do what works for you. If you feel that it's something that you want to do, you go towards that. And it's okay to take someone else's perspective on what they've been through. And it's okay for you to feel the way that you feel and be scared. And like Troy said before, you can have that fear, but if you want to step out there and do it, make sure you do that. But be aware of all of the pros and cons that come with it. And I'm all for that. And I want to say this in closing. I respect you women, your women's perspective. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for it. And thank you guys for coming through, man.
Thank you for having us. It was fun.
Yes, definitely. It really was.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all coming on, man.
And I really hope you guys come back. I really do.
Come back.
Because we had a lot of questions like we talked about before. We had so much. And you know what? There are timeless questions that we can come back to and have this same hour-long conversation about it again. And please have it. And I'm saying it now. If y'all don't have us on, we're going to feel some type of way.
We definitely gonna have. We would love to have y'all on.
Make sure y'all have us on.
Definitely let you know so you guys can, because we know you have a show to do. So we'll definitely let you guys know way ahead of time. We appreciate it. We enjoyed ourselves.
Yes.
Hey,
all right.
And like always, Suge, I don't know if you there or not, man, but look, turn the music on, baby. Take us out. I appreciate you. We will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.
All right. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.